The Oklahoma bombing memorial brings back so many memories for Amy. She was in that building on that fatal April day when she lost dozens of her friends and over 100 people that she worked very closely with. Now she survived and she came out stronger than ever.
It's just electrifying.
Every year, Amy steps up to the starting line to run in honor of the friends and coworkers that she lost on that April day. And right when the gun goes off, the memories come flooding back. Amy, what do you remember from that day?
Well, everything. So Robin Huff, who was pregnant, came and sat down right beside me. And I was working and I turned to ask her what she needed, and that's when it happened.
The bomb went off, leaving the Murrah building unrecognizable. The third floor where Amy was no longer existed.
Everything went black. I could feel this rushing sensation. I could hear this just really loud roar in my head. And what sounded like maybe fireworks exploding and people screaming.
Amy was buried under 10 feet of rubble, and Robin, the woman Amy was talking to, and her unborn baby were dead.
I remember hearing someone screaming right in my ear, "Jesus help me, Jesus help me." And then me thinking that, like me recognizing that that was actually my voice. It didn't even sound right. I was like, that's me screaming.
Amy was upside down, still sitting in her chair, unaware of what happened and how she was going to get out.
I remember wondering if I was dead or alive at first. And then I could hear a siren going off in the distance and decided I was alive.
First responders heard Amy and then found her hand sticking out of the rubble just when they were beginning to dig her out.
Another man started yelling, "There's another bomb." And they were yelling, "There's another bomb. Everybody, let's go, there's another bomb."
Rescue efforts were pulled back, leaving Amy under the debris.
So I was left alone at that point, and I knew that it had been a bomb. I knew there was another bomb. And I couldn't do anything. I could only lay there and wait.
So she began to sing, "All I have is you, take my life, Jesus." She sang over and over while peace began to cover her.
I just wished I had a second chance, to a do-over. I didn't want to end that way.
And it didn't. Amy was rescued, pulled out of the rubble, a different person.
But I will never forget just looking up at the sky and taking that first breath of fresh air. And I promised God that I would never live my life the same. And I haven't.
After spending 8 days in the hospital, Amy came out with a large scar in her leg and a new outlook on life.
We all have things that happen in our life that are horrible, that are bad, but it's up to us how we choose to respond to it. That makes all the difference in the world.
Her first step, go back to school and not only get her bachelor's degree, but also her master's.
I started thinking about my weight.
Amy was 200 pounds overweight at the time of the bombing, and she knew things had to change. She began cycling and eating healthy.
I think this whole thing has affected me where I can't just do things like normal people. I have to take it to the extreme.
She started running marathons, then triathlons. 200 pounds later, Amy is now an Ironman.
Sometimes you have to jump and build your wings on the way down. And I think because I realized how short life is and how it can be gone so quickly, I've adopted a lot of that philosophy. Just if you want to do it, just jump, go, build your wings on the way down.
And her work life began to blossom. When the bombing happened, Amy was a teller for the credit union, and even after all of her schooling, she decided to stay with the company.
It's not just any credit union. It's hard to explain. I mean, this is my credit union.
She stayed to honor the coworkers she lost.
Jill, she used to give me rides too, and this is my best friend, Sonia.
And after years of hard work, Amy is now the CEO and president of the credit union. You go from being a teller,
yep,
from going through the bombing,
yep,
you go back to school,
yep,
and then years later you look back and you are the president CEO.
If you would have told me that I was going to lose 200 pounds, become an Ironman, become president of the credit union, that would have been no different than you telling me I'm going to get a rocket and I'm going to fly to Mars one day. I mean, I would have never believed you, never.
But even after all the growth and achievement, all it takes is a split second to take her back to the day it all changed.
Her dad sent me a card and signed it. "We would be so proud of you," and he signed her name in it too. And it just.
But that's why every year she runs for her best friend Sonia.
The morning I found out that Sonia that they'd found her body, I was just really distraught and crying and I looked out the window on Lincoln. It was the middle of the day, and I saw cars with their headlights on. And that small symbol just hit me.
And she runs for Robin Huff and the 168 people she lost, to remember and to also say thank you to the city that has kept her strong.
All of Oklahoma cares. They care so much, down to just wanting to turn their lights on to let us know that they care, they love us. And when I see people gather here to run this race, it's like still seeing cars with their headlights on. It's the community letting us know they haven't forgotten.